Hello, Sophie.
Hello, Jonathan.
We're at Hednesford.
I know.
British Championship Day.
British Championship Day. It's exciting.
It's very exciting. However, before we talk about stock car racing properly, we need to talk about that
Look at it.
that's happening over there.
Yes, look at that queue.
I know.
It's good, isn't it?
We had a conversation going, we ought to take the simulator to a stock car meeting. We said British Championship would be quite good, then we kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, well, we started racing and then everything gets put on the back burner. But I got reminded a few weeks ago and here it is. And we've got Sam and Emily of the team looking after everybody, doing a fab job. Jordan's been and set it up and with Sam and it's proving popular.
I didn't think it'd be that popular. It's like the things we do and we're kind of go, oh yeah, some people will turn up and do it. And then I didn't think there'd be like a massive queue and Sam going, there's so many people here, Jonathan.
I know. Well, when we were loading it, it's like, I'm not bringing this for nobody to have a go. So no, it's brilliant. I'm dead chuffed. Really good.
Fab. Right, so British Championship, Hednesford. Let's cover off car numbers because it's kind of, I think we need to. Yeah,
we're a little bit lower than I'd hoped for. You know, we were hoping for 40-ish. However, we've got 36 here, and as Yarmouth proved 2 weeks ago, you don't need big car numbers for good racing.
Absolutely not.
We decided we'd stick on 4 heats and not stretch it to 5.
Yeah.
I think stretching it to 5 would have been just not quite enough for the heats.
Yeah.
So they're going to have 4 bang for buck heats.
So they're going to race 3 out of 4 times to qualify.
Yes.
Okay, and then we're doing top point scorer at the beginning, aren't we? For the
top 30 in the British, and they can't swap heats. Remember?
No.
So
I like that Jeopardy bit.
Someone may play the game. Wipe somebody out in the first heat.
Oh.
Swap. Just saying.
Love that. I mean, why not? Absolutely.
Conspiracy theory.
But you said about car numbers, and we'll just finish on this kind of point. I think that Ipswich, 26 cars, brilliant stock car racing, ran 4 straight races. It was that all night, wasn't it? And hopefully that will be the same today or afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Favourites for the title.
We're talking about this on the way here.
Okay.
So, our favourite's got to be Callum, hasn't it? Callum Thornton.
Yeah.
I think he's favourite. Frankie, maybe, after Ipswich win. He's on a bit of a high. You can't rule out Mr. Harris.
No.
So, but it would be nice to get a lower grader do really well in the heats, because the British does see that happen.
Yeah, it does.
You know, we've got some fast lower graders, and if they're sitting on pole, you know.
See, I don't think it's like it's easy to call it because Tom's absolutely, but new car wasn't. He's had 2 weeks since he debuted to kind of iron out the
He's been tweaking.
But we've got Tom, and what Neil's is fast.
Yeah.
Frank's quick. Yeah. Catherine's quick.
Catherine.
You know, you start going through. I
know.
You've got Lee Ferris here. You've got Matt Newsom here, and all of a sudden.
Vince Sargent. You know, look what he did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So. It's all right saying, oh, Tom's going to walk away with it. He's not.
I don't think so.
No, he's not. He's got some good competition on tarmac at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, and the thing is as well, he's just done his new car with his roof with the British Championship on it. I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway,
confidence. That's
is that what it is?
Mr. Harris's thought process.
So great day racing. I will talk to some drivers. We'll follow the story throughout, and then you and I will talk at the end.
See you at the end. Yes.
Have a nice day. Hello, Catherine Harris.
Hello, Jonathan.
How are you?
I'm good.
We've not spoken for a while. Roger's taken over talking to you.
Yeah, I thought you'd been sort of sacked, really. I've sort of missed you a little bit.
How many times have you watched the last bend of the British Championship here from 2 years ago, this week?
When it happened, I watched it a lot.
Yes.
And then now I'm at the point where I can't watch it anymore because it really pisses me off.
Right.
So I try not to watch it. So this week, because obviously it's been replayed everywhere, I've just hardly been on Facebook. Just don't look at it.
I remember very clearly after kind of the last bend 2 years ago, coming to talk to you, and it was very emotive conversation and kind of like, which is great to see that, but frustrating for you because you've done what you've done and it just didn't work out. And
no, that's it. Like, it's a stock car race at the end of the day, and I'd never been in that situation before. And anybody can look back on the videos and say, I could have done this, could have done that, which I could have. But at the end of the day, you have that split-second decision to make, and I made it, and it was the wrong one. So hopefully we'll learn from it, and hopefully it won't happen again.
I did when I saw the stuff like you haven't, because you've been avoiding it on Facebook. I did think, I wonder if Catherine's kind of looking at this every day and kind of go, God's sake.
Yeah, at the start of the week, I'd seen it on Inca Race and shared it, and then you get all the comments of like, oh, that was rubbish, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So I've just not looked anymore because I don't see the point in reading all the rubbish. So
Okay, we'll move on to this year. So, like I said, we've spoken a couple of times, already spoken to you. We spoke at Northampton, and you were like, I want to maintain red, I want to get in a shootout. That was kind of aspiration at the beginning of the year, wasn't it? Bit of a dip in form, but then it's kind of come back in like spades over the last 2 tarmac weekends.
Yes, yeah. We at the start of the season, obviously, we started on shale, did the 2 meetings on shale, and we knew then that it would drop my points down quite a lot. And then, to be honest, we had an awful Buxton and Hennisford as well. Buxton, we had a half shaft snap in the heat, so we missed the final. And then Hennisford, obviously, we had a big crash down here with Liam, and it bent a lot of the car, so that was pretty much it for the day there. So that's another weekend of not a lot of points. And then it wasn't right for Skeg Good Friday either, so we struggled there again. And then it came all right at Scotland. We had some good results at Scotland, and then a really good Ipswich Yarmouth. So it's bumped us back up more than what I thought it would, really. So considering we had a rubbish start of what I thought was really bad, it's not come out too bad at the moment.
No, because you are back in that almost that shootout cut-off now. Do you know what I mean? So it just shows you kind of how you can turn your fortunes around.
Yeah, that's it. And like, to be at the top of the sport, obviously I'm nowhere near that, but to be with the top boys, like, it's just consistency, and that's all I've wanted to do this year, really, is just go to every meeting and be consistent. Because I have found, like, the final points are massive in this sport. If you score consistent final points every week, then you are there or thereabouts. So yeah, I think that's all it is just being consistent with it.
Good. And so British Championship again here at Hednesford. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not thinking about anything in the past. Like, we had a really good Ipswich Yarmouth, but it's a totally new weekend, and we're just going to try again. It's just another meeting, isn't it? So,
but the thing is, you've kind of gone into people's, I guess, thought process around potential winners. Do you know what I mean? You talk about Tom, Callum, and Warren Eels, but then you're in that category just because of the form at the moment. And how quick you are.
And that's it. And like, people have looked at the last 2 years and 2 years ago, and said, like, same again. But to be honest, it's not going to be in that same situation ever again, really, because a lot of cars crashed out at the start. So you had, the likes of Tom, Frank, and everybody like that. They weren't in it as such. So, and I was fast and I was on the pace, but anything can happen, can't it? You can't ever plan a stock car race. So we're just going to go into it, see how we are in the heats, and hopefully qualify all right, and let's go from there.
Because we're doing 3 out of 4 heats, which is quite intense. Almost for like a British Championship, the number of cars dictates we're going to do that. Yeah. But you're almost like back to back, aren't you, potentially, with your heats as well?
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, I'm in 1, 2, and 3, same as Tom, I think. Annoyingly, happens all the time. But yeah, we're in 1, 2, and 3. So literally, it will be from the get-go. We need to be on it. So, like I say, we just need to score consistent in all 3 heats to hopefully get us up there on the grid.
Lovely. It's a pleasure to talk to you once more. Thank you for doing this.
You too, Jonathan. Thank you very much.
And don't forget the cube. You know where the cube is, right?
Yes, of course. It's there. It's there. We got
Catherine,
it.
thanks so much.
Thank you.
Finn Sargent, hello.
Hello.
British Championship Day at Hednesford 2 years ago, incredibly successful for you, if we go back 2 years.
Yes, it was quite a good Sunday,
Yeah, a good Sunday. Just really spoken to Catherine, because it kind of Catherine and yourself kind of played a big part in that sort of last bend. And
I didn't play a lot in it, but yeah.
You came through.
I drove through,
Yeah.
I didn't drive into the back of it, I managed to avoid it, but yeah, it's a good day. Just try and repeat it. The car's still good. I'm hopefully driving not too bad. I had a bit of a lack of results, but it's saving bits and bobs because you can't do it all on the same budget, so saving our way and trying to make an effort today.
So when we had the British last year, on a shale at Bradford, and we kind of know that's not your preferred surface, it would have been a tall order, I think, to retain the title. I think we kind of discussed that on the time. Back to tarmac, this is your preferred surface. You're very quick on tarmac, and I think your tarmac results have got you up there to Superstar, haven't they, this year? That's kind of where you've got your results from.
We've had a lot of help this year, especially a lot of good sponsors. So massive thank you to everybody who's helped us this year. We need it. It's not a working man's game, so to speak, anymore. But yeah, Bradford went better than I expected. I think I was up to about 3rd, 4th, and I was confident I'd have been on the podium. To be fair, in the end, which is way more than I ever thought. But yeah, today, if it's going to be a day, it's going to be today, really, isn't it? It's not. So yes, last year was nice to be there defending, but it wasn't really. I wasn't on paper as a favourite. I think if you had to pick a top 6, maybe who can win it today, I'd like to think I'd be in that top 6.
Yeah, I absolutely think that's right. I think when you look at the 6, you're definitely in it this year.
Yeah, I'd be. Yeah, if you had to pick a winner, I'd like to think I'd be in that top 6 if your dad lets me win. But If he doesn't want to let me win, I won't win.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Anything different since Ipswich Yarmouth in terms of car setup? Can you use those as a barometer to what you need to do today? Or is Henderson just very different?
No, I haven't done that much work on the car, to be fair. Well, I have done quite a bit of work on the car, ironed out a few issues, but I've done other bits as well. I took your dad on a trip down to the seafront for an ice cream, had a nice chat with him, reasoned with him, took him Specsavers, sorted him out. Good. So we're going to win. I've had to put 200 quid in his wallet today.
Yeah.
So that's it. We're going to win.
Good.
I bribed him. That's what he likes. That's what we're having.
And in terms of the car, not much though.
Yeah, put your dad in it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Nah, it'll be fine. Tweaked it, straightened out a few bits and bobs that were missing at Ipswich, if you like. I didn't have much time between Ipswich and Cowley.
Yes.
Dad went on holiday and I was busy sorting out the shale car, which was a waste of time. And then, a few bits were bent, really hampering us, to be fair. And they're straight now, it pushes nicely, it's all facing the right direction, so it should be all right.
Okay, and last question. When you looked at the forecast for today, it was sunshine. It isn't sunshine, but it is warm. Does that impact the car at all?
Yeah, it's completely fucked my day, if I'm honest.
Right, okay.
You complete that, sorry. But it's a long race. If it's going to rain the whole race, that's nice. If it's going to be sprinkling at the start and not the end, I watched a bit of a National Hot Rod clip around here, and you can really see who's got the right setup on. I'd like to think I'll be able to figure that out, hopefully on the day, but we'll find out later, won't we? If it's your day, it's your day. It's my day a couple of years ago. It might be again today.
Okay. And in terms of heats, we're doing 3 out of 4. You're in 2, 3 and 4. It's kind of, it is like almost back to back, isn't it?
Yeah,
and then
that was really nice, that is, It is what it is. In terms of last year, the heats are irrespective. They don't mean anything. I started 8th row inside last year and I won.
Yes.
I think when you look down the grid and you look who finished and who they started, I don't think anybody in the first 6 rows actually finished.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one of them. It could be a roundy affair and a big last bend like it was when Tom won it before here, or it could be a near enough a banger race, which is what it was near last year. So either way, you've got to use your head, pick your gaps and drive correctly. So that's what we're going to do.
Finn, good luck today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for talking to me.
You're welcome.
Hello. So Heat 1 has been on track and come off, and a very, very brutal stock car race. 2 of the favourites, Tom and Catherine, big impact on the back straight and leaving them with a lot of work to do to get out for their Heat 2. Remember, they can't change heats. They've got to be in their allocated heat, and that's in 2 races' time. Hello.
All right.
Good. Right. 3rd appearance of 2025. I'm classing Scotland as 1, but it is 2, so it makes it 3. That was a long way to go to Scotland. Let's start with there. Because you live a long way from Scotland. Why? Why did you go to Scotland?
I did plan on racing sooner this year, but I had to rebuild my engine with for my shale car with my dad.
Yes.
Done a lot of work on the shale car.
Yeah.
With work and other commitments, I'm just behind on getting the shale car ready. Tarmac car, we had decided last year we were going to go to Scotland, and we made sure in the book we were going.
Yes.
And I booked off 2 days before going. The only problem is I pulled the car out of the container the week previous,
Yeah.
and I found the gear back axle was bent,
Oh,
clutch had gone, and carburetor was playing up.
helpful.
So we had 2 days to get all that ready to go to Scotland.
Yes.
And then, well, bent it in the second heat, didn't we?
You did, absolutely. So that was Scotland, and then we come to Hednesford. Right, so historically, you've been like really good at Hednesford, like really quick, loads of race wins, etc. But I think you've gone a bit under the radar today because you've not really raced this year. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then you go out in Heat 1 and win it comfortably.
I wouldn't say I'm going under the radar, let's face it. They all know I am and know how quick I am.
They do, but when people are talking about it today, like, because you've not raced so much this year, it's like, and I'm like, yeah, he's good.
Got to come sometimes from under the radar, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy with that? Happy with Heat 1?
Well, I won it, so I can't complain, can I?
Yes.
A few tweaks with the car, see if we can get it go a bit quicker. Altered it a fair bit for this weekend, so yeah, it was a case of testing that one and it went all right.
So in terms of alternate for Hednesford, was it Hednesford specific or just general stuff you want to do to the car?
Just general stuff. Basically, when I was in Scotland, I found the 2 shock absorbers were seized up.
Right.
Missed them completely before I went to Scotland and struggled with the car all weekend. Didn't realise till just before the Grand National at Cowdenbeath, and I was like, I'll probably get put in the wall and leave as it is.
Yep.
And then we did well in the Grand National just by holding on, really. So I then put a new set of shocks on it for today, and yeah, just basically bring it here after the roll cage repair.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so over there, lots of stuff's kind of happening. It was a very brutal Heat 1. I don't think anybody expected kind of that much damage for a lot of the favourites.
No, start of the race, we got a bit of a break, and then when I come off the turns 1 and 2, there was just carnage in front of me. I managed to have enough room that I could back out, make a gap and get through it.
Yeah.
And then a lap later, obviously, they stopped it and it was just a mess behind me.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, for somebody like yourself, when you kind of go in, Tom, Catherine, do you know what I mean? It's kind of, it helps, doesn't it? It all adds to the story, the British in the sense of...
Oh, it obviously does, but it's the British. You've got 3 races. You know, I've got to carry on scoring well. If they score well in the next 2 races, they're on me bumper to start with. So, you know, it is what it is.
Good, lovely. Good luck for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Catherine Harris, hello.
Hello.
2 races in, so a tale of 2 halves.
Yeah.
So let's do the first half, which wasn't good.
Yeah. I mean, I always say if you're going to do something,
Yes.
you have to do it properly. So I've wrecked it, and then I got second but promoted a win. So it's a mediocre day so far.
Right. On the back, so what happened on the back straight? Because a lot of people kind of missed it because they were looking at Frank and Lee down here, and then I glanced around particularly, and you were facing the fence.
Yeah,
How did that happen?
I have a thing for Hednesford and the fence. I think it's just sort of a magnet, and I went at the inside of Richard Davis, and then he's sort of got a bit of a left lock on coming off the corner, and then turned me into the wall, and we went all the way down the straight, and then I did a pirouette in the air, landed. And there we are.
Yes.
Not great.
No, you looked frustrated on the infield.
Yeah.
Because your race was done.
Yes. Yeah. You know, you do a few laps and then you wreck it, and it's like when it's something that can be prevented, it's very frustrating because it's not a stock car race where you've got damage from. It's just. Yeah.
No, I get that. No, I
and
get
then
that.
obviously, like, it took Tom out as well, so it annoyed me even more because I thought this is just brilliant. But we've had a 1-2 in that one, so it's all right.
Yeah, because we spoke at the very beginning, kind of going, you're in heats 1, 2 and 3, you can't change them, and you know, it's almost like worst case scenario, both of you with lots of damage after race 1 to then get out for race 2.
Yeah, you know, like a massive thank you to everybody that's at our trailer today, because obviously we've both wrecked our cars in the first one, both had the front axles out of it trying to straighten it for the second heat because they wouldn't move our heats to a later race. So yeah, like everybody's been working like crazy around our trailer, so without all of them guys it wouldn't be possible, so it was really good.
Good, and one more race and then can that's you done until British Championship time?
Yeah, so hopefully just need to score points really.
Yeah.
I don't mind where I am on the grid, so yeah, just finish and see where we end up.
In terms of like damage, obviously lots of damage kind of being fixed, was it like we're 100% confident this is good, or was it like we've not bodged it together, but was it good enough to get it out?
It was just a case of like, we need to get the axle in and bolt it together and get on track, because they were going on track as we were still bolting the caliper and everything on the axle when it was back in the car. So yeah, then we just came back, did the tracking was like all out and everything, and so yeah, hopefully we'll be a little bit better in this next season.
Good. Listen, well done, you win, and good luck for the remainder. No crashing, just winning.
No, we've got that all out of the way now, so,
I think so.
it'll be fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Hello, Tom. Sorry, how are you?
Hello.
Right, you're gutted. Right, we'll get to that in a minute. I think the story of your British has been fantastic and absolutely awful, all wrapped up into one meeting so far. We're not even finished yet. Let's start with Heat 1.
I've only raced here once.
Yep.
And it was the meeting with the bangers last year, and it was slippy. And I've got a new sponsor this weekend.
Okay.
And he's bought me 4 brand new tyres. So we went out for the first time on brand new tyres, and it was going well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a good start to the day.
Was it 5th or 6th?
5th in the first heat.
Yeah. So good start. You're going to Heat 2.
Yeah.
And I thought you'd won. Checker flag dropped on you.
And then I got a message over the radio saying I've been docked for jumping the start.
Okay. And so, I mean, you probably say I didn't, but do you think, were you eager? Is it like...
I think I went at the same place as in Heat 1.
Yeah.
Just the rest of the whites didn't go and it made it look worse.
Yes.
Personally, but well, it is what it is.
Yeah. So gutted because it's like to drop you down to 3rd in 2 places. So you got 3rd in Heat 2, what ideally was a win.
Yeah.
So then it's kind of that fairy tale story of, right, do you know what? I'm going back out for my 3rd heat, cross the line first.
Yes.
Then we get to the scales.
And we failed on inside weight.
Okay. How many times did you go on once, then go back
Twice,
on?
I think we've been on.
Right.
And it's 0.3 over.
Okay.
So.
And was it 0.3 on, like, as an average?
Inside weight.
Yeah.
So, is what it is.
At what point were you like, until like, they were kind of weighing it, were you like, I've won? Or were you like, I need to weigh, I'm not sure?
Well, we don't have any scales at home, so we can only use these ones.
Yes.
So it's just not checked enough.
Okay.
So
it's just gutting though, isn't it? I mean, genuinely, how do you, it's a silly question, but how do you feel? I mean,
gutted.
Yeah.
Because 2 wins and not got anything to show for any of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The thing is, I like to work on positives, right? Nobody's come for the trophy yet, so we've still got that, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, you've still scored a bucket load of points, which gets you a decent place in the British, and I'm kind of guessing you've gone better than what you thought in terms of pacing the car.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
To
be fair, it's going around on rails, but just bad luck all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you're done with heats now, aren't you?
Yes.
So we've just got one more heat, and then we're on for the final.
Yep.
It's been a year to date. Happy with it? Because you went up to
Not
yellow,
really,
didn't we?
no.
And then
first I did Good Friday, did all right,
Yeah.
and then went to the speed weekend, and Saturday was an absolute write-off. Just car was awful, and then Sunday did all right, but didn't get enough points, and I'm back down to white again.
Yeah.
I don't race often enough, so
Okay.
that's the main thing.
And is that just because there's not enough time at meetings to get seat
No, it's
time,
budget,
or just budget for yourself?
Yeah, I can't afford to do it, so I just pick and choose.
Yeah.
I fancied something different.
Yeah, absolutely. But in terms of sponsors coming on board, was that just somebody you know? Was that just
Yes,
kind of like?
it's one of my dad's family members. So yeah, really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Listen, Tom, it's been great to watch the journey so far in terms of today.
Yes.
Gutted that it's not gone your way, but hopefully you have a decent British final and get a place in that,
Hopefully,
and kind of finish the day off on a positive.
Hopefully.
Thanks so much, and well done for holding that trophy so nicely. What's your name? Abby, lovely name. And what's your name? Jace. You've covered. You need to move out of the way of that lot. There you go. That's it. Perfect. Tom, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Callum Thornton, hello.
Hello, Jonathan.
Right, so they just published the grid for the British. So front row is Michael Scriven inside, you outside front row.
Yep.
Happy, unhappy?
To be honest, I just take anywhere. I said this morning, as long as I'm in the first, 6 rows maybe, like you're always in with a shout, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, first superstar up there. So obviously that's like a testament to how the sort of season we're having. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I think as a track today, I mean, like, it's hard work getting to the front, isn't it? To get, Tom was like 8th in one of his, one of the heats.
Yeah, it's so difficult, and if you don't get that yellow flag early on, it makes it so hard for us at the back. It was like, I think it was my second heat, with me and Tom just like bumper to bumper. I thought, like, let's be smart, train it through, and you feel like you've done loads of hard work, and then you come 7th and 8th, and you're like, what else do I do?
Absolutely, absolutely. But great, first superstar in terms of points. Front row, I think second row you've got Catherine and JJ.
Yep.
And then third row is
Frank, isn't it?
Frank, yeah. So it's, and Tom's, I think, row 4, so it's quite a mixed grid, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you always get that with the British. So I remember, like, was it 2 years ago we were here? I was row 2 inside, and I probably shouldn't have been really, but yeah, so it's all good. I'm looking forward to this.
Any game plan? Outside's not ideal, so do you go and get in front of Michael, or do you drop in behind Michael? He won't see this until like Monday, Tuesday, so it's fine.
I don't think you can have a game plan really. Everyone, I mean, you can't plan one, can you? So I don't know. We'll see how we go, and then plan from there.
Ideally, would you like to be at the front going into the first bend, or would you like to be in, like, because if somebody hits you, you can cushion off Michael, for example, but if you're front, you're going fences potentially.
No, of course. You know what? Everyone during the week has messaged me saying, "Oh, you should win this. Like, you should do this." And really, I'm only 19, so this is just going to be a massive learning experience for me. And no matter what happens, I'm like really happy with how our day's gone, and I know my dad is too, and that means like, that's everything to me.
That's a great answer. I like that answer. Well done. Last thing before we go, good luck in the British.
Thank you.
Sim, you had that out at the Bedford
show last week. Yeah.
Been out today. Such a popular thing to people do.
I know. It was really shocking last week. I wasn't expecting it to be so busy, and it was rammed. Apparently there was 50,000 people over the weekend, and like me and Kyle Gray went together and we started the cars over full time. And it's like people like, there was like one guy from New Zealand actually. He knew like Asher Rees, and you're like, God, it's such a small world. But yeah, it was really good, and that Sim, yeah. I'm glad they finally brought it to a meeting because it's getting the use it deserves. Absolutely,
when we said, like, you kind of almost reminded us of it. And so like, we have got that, we should use it, and like, let's say to the British. And the queue was massive. I was like, this is brilliant, great thing to do.
Really good.
Good luck in the British. Maybe we'll talk to you, finish top 3.
You know what, that'd be really nice, but we'll see how we go.
Thank you. Well done, mate.
Paul.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? Flipping
Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Jonathan.
So we've just had the British final. We're very smiley, so we'll come to that in a minute. We spoke over there this morning. Sim's going really well. Looking forward to the day. Me personally, beyond my expectations of how good it was.
We touched on it, didn't we, about the car numbers, and it's a little lower than we thought it was going to be. However, what a day we've just had.
Absolutely. I think heat one, I was like, have I kind of missed the whole meeting and we're on the British final because it started from lap one of heat one?
You didn't know where to look.
No.
And it was all the way through. It wasn't just for the leaders. They were battling it for 15th place. Points were going down to 15th today, and they were fighting for every single point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a great meeting throughout. We get to the British final.
Yes.
Tom's not on pole.
Nope.
So we're kind of going, all right, this is different grids. However, what's played out, I don't think we could have. To be fair to Paul Hines, who's won the British, amazing race for him. We wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have said that.
Well, let's face it. He wasn't in our predictions,
no,
was he?
Absolutely not.
I kicked myself when we finished filming earlier because I thought I should have mentioned Michael Scriven because he was so good 2 years ago, and he thoroughly deserved to sit on pole position.
Yes.
He's had a cracking day, and he was getting stuck in. He was fighting for it. So good finish by Michael. But Paul Hines.
I know.
Paul Hines. British champion 2025.
It's
It's
great.
got a ring to it.
Absolutely. And he's so happy. He's very, very happy. And it's great for the sport, isn't it? We've got a top three that I think is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Paul Hines, JJ and Matt Newsom. What a great top three.
Just brilliant. I'm so thrilled for them all. And Ted was, we all want the last bender, don't we?
Yeah.
But Ted was just that bit too far back. And I'm sure, he would like to win it, but second,
Absolutely.
if you'd have said that before we started today, I think he would have gone, I'll take that.
Yeah, because he was quick. He was absolutely quick, and he kind of started in that top quartile and on the grid.
Yeah.
I think some great stock car racing. At Warren Hills, clearly thought I need to deal with Tom.
Yeah, he took it to him.
Yeah.
He took it
All
to
credit to him.
Yeah. Tom's getting stuck in. It's just Catherine. She's been fantastic, but gosh, she's had some bad luck today. She's been quick and just got tangled, and so she'll be feeling a bit frustrated, I would imagine. But she'll still be very proud.
Yeah, absolutely.
To put it where she did on the grid. It's just been brilliant.
It has, because everywhere you look, I think there's
Yeah.
stories throughout the day. You've got Tom Story, who could potentially have been top point scorer, unfortunately for him, and we kind of covered that a bit earlier.
Yeah,
Got Tyrone, do you know what I mean, again.
It's been an absolute mixed bag.
Yeah.
What a day.
Very good. Very, we're very happy.
Yes.
So there is life in tarmac racing after all.
Who knew?
Who knew this? Okay, so I think that's it. I'm going to talk to the top three.
Yes. Talk to the new British champion.
Talk to the British champion, who I'm sure is going to be very understated and quite calm. And
Okay.
I don't think he's going to
good
be.
luck with that.
Yeah. And then we're together again next week at Kings Lynn.
Kings Lynn. Look forward to it.
See you then. Matt Newsom, third place in the British. Don't sigh. We can't keep doing this every time.
I know. It's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't quick enough, if I'm honest with you. I had some.
Man there with your...
Thank you. I had some half-tidy heats, but nothing to write home about. And then I think I made the error of going past Tom and Wharton Eels.
Yeah.
So the next time it was my turn to go in, but I rode it a bit. But one of them, innit?
Yeah.
I know it doesn't work like that. You wouldn't know. In my head, I was thinking about it. I was sat in third. I wasn't catching them, and I was like. I remember being where Paul is now.
Yeah.
I was like, go on, Junior, just do him, and I'm going to do a Tom Harris, and I'm going to drive past. And when he didn't go for it, I was like, you're joking. But it is what it is. And massive congratulations to Paul and that, but disappointed. But I didn't have the speed to win, if you know what I mean. So at the same time,
I probably got what I deserved, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? Because you were quick, like you have been quick throughout, but just maybe not.
Yeah, I just
extra.
and I spoke to the team after every race. I had like lap speed, but not a race speed.
Yes.
It was either very good for a portion, or it went off, and I just couldn't string a good lap, a good race together.
Yes.
But it is what it is.
Third place in the British is not.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
you're right. Some other people would say, "Wow, what an achievement!" The amount of times I've been second or third, it starts to grind you down. Do you know what I mean?
So we've had 2 championships. We have still got the world and the shootout though. So you know,
yeah, I know.
we'll keep going.
I'll take whatever.
Matt, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you. Hello. You look very, very happy, as well you should be.
Yeah. could be happier, but I'll take second, you know.
I saw you before Heat 4 and I was like, I need to come and talk to you because you're doing really well. And then you're like, oh, I can't because I'm going out. And I was like, yeah, I'll come after. Then we kind of ran out of time. And because you were strong, every heat you were strong in today and had the pace in the car.
Yeah, the pace was there and I'm happy with the car. It was just one of them races, it was absolute chaos. Anyone could, to be honest, it reminded me a lot of the British Finn one around here where a lot of top lads were dropping out halfway through, some big shots going in, and I was just sat back watching it thinking, oh, this is going all right. But yeah, in the end, I was trying to catch him, but we were catching him slowly, but the race is 25 laps and he was the quicker car over 25 laps. Everyone always says, oh, a few more laps, but at the end of the day, it wasn't a few more laps.
No, I think so. Second place is a brilliant result, absolutely brilliant. And you were catching Paul, it looked, and then it kind of seemed to stay static for a good number of laps. I'm like, I don't think he's got enough. Do you know what I mean?
We're catching him, and then I was trying hard, and it's probably got the tyres a bit hot, and then we were fairly similar for a while, and then last probably 4 laps I was catching him again. But it wasn't enough, you know. I could have had a go on the last bend, but I couldn't. I'd have made contact with him. I'd have definitely made contact with him. I couldn't see a version of it where I came out of the corner altogether, to be honest.
And how long were you thinking about that for? Because you know you've seen the lap boards going out, aren't you? And you kind of, at what point are you thinking, it's going to be the last lap?
As soon as I took second from Scriven, I was eyeing it up. You know, you look at the distance, and like I said, I know I would have made contact, but chances are I'd have spun him out, put myself up the wall. Matty had snuck through for a win, and at the end of the day, a second's better than a nothing into it. So the other thing is round here, it's like if I'd have made the dive, I'd have had to go straight across the rumble strips, which I'm not really a fan of, to be honest. But you know, you're off track to hit a car, aren't you? You're not on the track,
of course.
But it is what it is. I'm happy with second, and we found some good pace in the car, and hopefully we can build on it and get it quicker and quicker, and who knows what the future holds.
Absolutely. Last thing, we spoke at Yarmouth, get a great Yarmouth and a good Ipswich, and it's like, right, and it's almost like then coming to this weekend, it's that confidence, I guess, you know what the car's doing.
Yeah, confidence is confidence, you know. I'm quite a confident driver, I have confidence in my own abilities. It's just playing with the car a lot and trying to get the car there. It's different to anything I've ever had before, and it's nice, I really like it. I'm really happy with the car, so I'm just trying my best to make it as quick as possible. That's the aim at the minute, is to make this the quickest thing on time, like hopefully, but
it's getting there.
Whether I can do that or not is
you do very well, you do well. Listen, massive congratulations, second place.
Thank you very much.
All right, Paul Hines.
Whoa.
Okay, sorry.
Do it again.
Okay, Paul Hines, 2025 British champion.
There we go.
That's got a nice ring.
For the whole year now, that's how you introduce me every time.
But Mr. in front of the Paul Hines, or okay with just Paul Hines?
Whatever.
It hasn't sunk in, clearly.
No, of course, no, it hasn't, and just so happy that I can do something in front of a little lad.
Yes.
Because he wasn't around when I won it first time.
Yes.
I don't think he believes me that at one time I was a decent driver.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant today. It just went my way.
Yes.
It just went my way. It was strange because I got in a bit of a battle with a couple of people, but I didn't really get in any trouble. And then I got behind Tom and Lee, and I thought, okay, I'm quick, but they're quick, we know that. And then Tom pulled off.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lee, I thought, well, I'm catching Lee, and you know, okay, I've got a chance. You know what I mean? And I was expecting a race and to go for it, and then sadly he pulled off, and I feel for him for that because that's never good. And I got in the lead, and then it was 20 laps, just listening to every noise and everything. But I knew, you know, I've been doing it long enough, so I knew that if I saw that 5 lap board, I'd be all right. So I knew I'd save my tyres. You know, what I mean, I knew I'd not killed the car. I knew I hadn't. I knew I had 5 laps in me that if I needed it, I could get away. I could see Ted closing, and that was okay. He wasn't closing enough. And I knew what I was doing, and I knew with 5 laps to go that as long as the car didn't break down, I should be able to bring it home. And just so happy that my lad can see me as a champion, because I've been champion in the past. I'm a champion again.
Yeah, because there has been a gap, hasn't there? Do you know what I mean? 2010, you did this last time, and then you've kind of been, you know, we spoke last season about confidence was coming back, and you know, results were coming, and then it's kind of that been building and building, and all of a sudden here we are, second biggest championship in sport.
Yeah, no, I sort of fancied it today really, because last time round here I was good. And then the first hit got a flat tyre. I thought, well, that's probably ruined it then, really, because you can't, in the British, you've got to be consistent all the way through. And I got 2 decent finishes. In the last one, I was 7th, I think, but I was the first red superstar. Well, that's okay. So I thought I'd be a bit higher up than I was. But then 7th row, I thought, well, that's probably that then. There's a lot of very good drivers at the front, clearly, and you know, who knows? But it just went my way. It went my way. Absolutely. I mean, Tom Harris is the perfect stock car driver. He's the perfect British champion. He's been brilliant. It's nice to take one off him and you know, someone else with a roof. So
it's good for the sport. Absolutely good for the sport. It's been a great stock combination. I think, you know, going into this, we were a bit like, Colin was a bit low, and do you know what I mean? And that was kind of, we've come out of it going, massive crowd, great racing every single race, new champion. What a fantastic stock car meeting.
Yeah, and it was a great stock race. And the first race was mental. The race after that was some good racing, good stock car racing. That was a good stock car race. Absolutely. Tom and Ant and them were giving it big at the front. And I was there, and I was involved, and it's not sunk in, you're right. No. But I'm so proud of the team, because they helped me. I can't do it on my own. 20 years ago I'd do a lot on my own, but now I can't do it without them. I really can't. They come and help me. They help me load up and all those sorts of things. They get the car ready for me, and this is for them and the family and everything really. So so chuffed.
Well, coming off track, you know, clearly a popular winner. Do you know what I mean? Lots of people are very happy you've won.
That's nice, isn't it?
That's lovely.
I like that. Because I do love the sport, I do. I've dedicated my life to it, and my family dedicated their lives to it, because they haven't really had a choice. So, you know, and I do my best for the sport. I always have done. I've tried to be positive about it. I always have. I've enjoyed doing the shootout and all those things. It's just nice now to get some on-track success as well to go with it. So I'm going to try and sort of wing out for King's Inn. I haven't even washed my shell yet, let alone got some checkered flags on it. So yeah, we've got a busy week.
Last question. You mentioned about JJ. You could see him in your mirrors, and obviously Matt was behind. And because JJ was trying, he was really trying. Did you think it was to do a last bender? Did you think it was coming?
No, I knew. It's like I say, I knew with 3-4 laps to go. I knew the distance. I knew he was there, but I knew around this track it's so hard. You've seen it in the past, you know what I mean? And I thought he might, but even if he did, I knew my car was stable enough. Even if he had a go, I knew I could see him in the mirror. I watched him all the way through, and I knew I had that bit more if I needed it. I'm so glad, 2nd and 3rd, brilliant. Little Ted's great. We went on a stag do last week for Little Ted, so that must have worked. So if anyone wants to take me a stag do before World Final, I'm more than happy to do that. But chuffed for the meeting, chuffed for the BSCDA, chuffed I've won it, chuffed. I can't believe it.
Go home, go and have nice food, and do whatever else you need to do to celebrate.
And that's the best thing about this. Tomorrow morning, I'll be in work, and someone will be shouting at me for some glass, and Mrs. Smith will need a windows fitting, and all this will seem. I go in, and the windows fit. How's it going? Yeah, I want something. Okay, that's great. Where's my glass? Where's my stuff? And, okay, fair enough. Back down to earth. So that's how it is, isn't it?
Paul, massive congratulations.
Thanks so much. Thank you.